Rickin is in Birmingham. Good evening.
Daniel, good evening. Thank you so much for taking my question. I went on a family holiday to Rome, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,300 square foot apartment. When we got there, we found that they had downgraded us without warning to a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 800 square foot apartment. Obviously, we immediately pointed this out and asked to be put into the right unit or given superior or equivalent. They dragged their feet, basically did nothing. In the end, by the end of the holiday, they had said, we'll give you a 10% rebate. Then they said, we'll give you a 50% rebate. I said, I've looked at this, and the law in UK and Europe is if it's breach of contract, you have to give me a full refund.
Was this a package holiday or direct with
No, it was a direct booking from from an app.
From an app with the hotel directly?
With the hotel directly, but they use like a sub-provider.
What do you mean by a sub-provider? Don't name them, but what do you mean by that?
So, no, I won't name them. So it's a big company. They just had a tie-up with a different company where they're also marketing their inventory.
You mean an agent?
Not an agent. It's literally a tie-up between two companies.
Okay.
So,
all right. So you have a contractual right to have the holiday that was sold to you. Now, the question I'm most interested in is what country's law applies. If it's UK law, great, because I can tell you what the law is and you will win. You have a contractual right to the room you booked. If it's Italian law, I can't advise you on Italian law, I'm afraid. I don't know what the law is there. And because you said the name of the company and I know what it is, I know it's a US-based company. Again, if it's US law, I won't know. So have you looked whether you booked with a British subsidiary of this American company?
Well, I've looked on the website, and here's what I found. In the terms and conditions of the company that provided the accommodation, they actually have two clauses. One is a wriggle-out clause in the fine print that says they can give you whatever they want and you have no recourse. But they then have another clause which says that if you book from the UK, which I did, then UK law applies.
Great, good.
They subordinate to UK law, if that's the right terminology.
Perfect. Well done, Rickin. Not many people would actually look at that and read the terms and conditions. So there is an implied term that the holiday has to fit the criteria that they set it under, the room type you book it under. They can put all the exclusion clauses in there that they want, saying we don't have to give you what we've promised to give you. But the Consumer Rights Act makes it very clear that clauses like that have to be written in blood in big red letters on the front of the brochure or way big text on the webpage you're booking on. Bearing it in the small print will not do. There is no way a clause like that would be enforced by the court, and the court would give you your money. Of that I have absolutely no doubt. So you will have a claim for two things here. Did you pay any extra money to get into a bigger holiday home, or did you just take what you were given in the end?
No, so it was prepaid. So they obviously took all the money up front, and then they even had the gall, because I tried to get the money back from the card company. They had the gall to the card company to say that they charged me for the inferior unit, which they didn't. So I've got kind of several things on them, but the money was taken up front. So.
Right, no, but they didn't charge you more and put you into a bigger room, the room you booked.
No, they didn't.
Okay, well look, you've got a claim for the. Two things here. The diminution in the value of the holiday, which is a posh way of saying you booked something 5-star, you got something 4-star in terms of size and facilities. It's the difference in the holiday cost. You will also have a claim for loss of enjoyment. Now, 5 years ago, I would have told you that's probably worth about 50% of what you paid. But a case about 5 years ago said courts are giving too much compensation for that, and it's probably going to be about 10 to 20% of what you paid. So work out what the accommodation you got would have cost. Let's say you paid, I'm making up numbers here, 5,000. What you got would have cost 4,000. The difference is 1,000. And then on top of that, you'll get about 20% of what you paid. So if you paid 5,000, that'll be another 1,000 for loss of enjoyment. And that's roughly the compensation a court will give. But you're going to win this, Rickin.
Great. And is it straightforward to file a small claim?
It is. But did you pay by credit card? You said by card. Was it a credit card?
Yeah, unfortunately, I paid by the charge card, not a credit card, so the Section 75, I think, doesn't apply to me. That's
a pity, because that gives you much, much stronger protection. You can try the chargeback process. Did you put in a claim within 120 days for the chargeback?
I did. So they rejected the chargeback, but I'm going to now write back and say, here's the evidence that I have that shows A, B, C, D are wrong.
OK, it's worth doing. You might not get anywhere with chargeback, but in a small claim you will win. and it's very straightforward to bring a small claim. And this company will undoubtedly just pay up because they're a big reputable company and they'll pay the money once you show you're serious.